Alright, Captains, we are back on the console bridge, specifically PS4. Captains, you know that on top of playing PC, we are also playing on PS4. So, what we want to do right now is go over the news first, and then I want to concentrate a little bit deeper into the controls on ground and in space. And then we'll do a quick update of my tune and how it's doing so far. So here we go. So again, Captains, we did a video on this. There are daily giveaways happening right now. So please go check your promo tab, and we'll do that at the end of this video here. So again, check the promotions tab of the Zen store every day from now until March 16th for a new giveaway each day. Again, we did a video on that. We'll link that after this. Of course, the news here. Been a couple weeks now, but 4 ships are now canon. Check out Star Trek Picard on Paramount. You know, it's awesome to see the news here. Just kind of be here in game and saying, literally, check out our ships on the show. It's awesome. See 4 of Star Trek Online ships be canonized for the very first time, and head to StarTrekOnline.com to watch our brand new documentary, which I do totally recommend you Captains watching. Star Trek Online, My Life at Warp Speed, to learn the story of how it happened. I think it's a very good story and a huge accomplishment by Thomas Maroney. There is a 50% sale on a lifetime subscription until March 5th, and then after that, it's going to be 30% until April 7th. So it's already kind of past that point. So 30%. I don't have a lifetime sub here on console, nor do I plan on getting it, if my understanding is correct. And please correct me if I'm wrong, Captains. On console, you don't get monthly Zen. That's what made it worth for me on PC, was getting the monthly Zen. So, and the last bit here is the Borg Resurgence. This is the event campaign, Captains. Hopefully you're doing this every day so that it can work towards your free promo ship, or 2 tier 6 Zen store ships, or 1500 low buy. Alright, so let's get in game. Here we're going to still stay on Triz. Again, it's going to be still a little basic, but I just wanted to cover kind of the surface area of this without going too deep here. But we're going to start off in ground, and right now my character is in the Voth battle zone. So when you first get to here, of course, your left thumbstick is your movement, and then your right is your camera. Of course, you can invert your settings if you want. Now from here, if you actually click on the left, nothing's going to happen, but if you click on your right thumbstick, it'll make you crouch. Now when you click while you're moving your left, you're going to run. And while you're running, if you click your right thumb, you're going to roll. Funny story, true story. There is a fellow Captain Rabbit Monkey. Shout out to you, sir. He didn't even know that you can roll here, and I actually just found it by accident. I was just messing around here, and all of a sudden walk in, and then just sort of hit it. So there's that. Again, still staying on the screen here, top right corner, you see your mini map there. Whenever you see that little yellow box have number in there, you have to press and hold X. That'll give you an indication that there's something at the very top of the menu here, which is your priority actions. So from here, at this moment where I am, I can go to the Undine battle zone and or leave the battle zone. So there is that. So we're still going to go on from left to right. So R2 is your actual primary fire. Now when you go do your primary firing, that will actually put you in red alert. So now you see my security team actually popped over here. They are actually part of my auto execute, auto toggle, for when it comes to having the priority actions there. They're going to be there ready to go when I want them to. Of course, your R1 is your secondary fire. Your circle is your melee. If you tap the triangle, you're going to switch weapons. If you tap and hold, you're gonna actually put your weapon away, and or tap and hold, take your weapon out. Okay. Here is the fun part. This is what they call the wheel work here on console. This lovely thing here. Now we touched on this a little bit in the last video. This is going to look different obviously with the different careers, but this is how mine is set up. With some of my modules on here, of course my consumables. And we mentioned this before, but you have to go to each section using, you still have to keep holding the L for this action over here, and then use the L thumbstick to move around, however which way you want, clockwise or counterclockwise. Now there's sometimes you'll have these options where you can actually, well, it says there, use power, set quick power, and or toggle auto execute. So the use power, just hit R2, there you go. Set the quick power, it'll actually switch your existing L1 power to whatever your thumbstick is holding it. So now I have that there, but I have my own method of madness, so there's that. And of course you can also put it on toggle auto execute, where when you get into red alert, this is gonna actually activate for you. So I've always called this sort of like the mini sort of spam bar, or a semi spam bar, or spam bar light. Okay, so we're just gonna put this back here. I've set specifically this power for me, ambush, to be on my manual because there is no option to toggle auto execute, which I don't understand why. It'd be so much easier if you can pick which ones you want to. So you're gonna have to have or come up with your own way of doing that. So again, that is just a quick dirty use power, set quick power, and toggle auto execute. Now I find that this is where usually my universal modules are, and or consumables. Okay, and again, that's L1. Again, all you gotta do is tap it if you want to use the power that's set there. Press and hold if you want to bring up the menu. Same thing with the square. Press and hold. This is more like Captain Powers square button. So I've chosen to put Tactical Initiative 3 because I can't toggle auto execute. Threatening Posture is here as well, but again, this is going to be different when you switch between careers, and how, again, all of this. So there you go, my security escort, you saw them beam in when I went to red alert. My strike team, that's on auto, and so is my target optics and fire on my mark. The resuscitation, it's not, I rarely use this, to be honest with you. So for me, it's easier for me to actually just have Tactical Initiative as my manual. So that's kind of the quick and dirty for the ground. So now I want to go to space, press and hold, go down to return to ship. We're going to do the same thing that we saw on ground, but this time in space, where we mostly spend our time pew-pewing. So right now I'm still my Nova, but this will be the day actually I will be switching over to the Mir Gagarin, because as we read, those are actually one of the ships that turned into canon, so I thought it'd be fun to switch to that. So here you are in space. Again, we'll start kind of left to right. We did kind of go over this, but we'll do it one more time. So there it says for your speed adjustment, you just have to tap up and or down on your D-pad to adjust your speed, and or press and hold to go full impulse. And then same thing here, your movements, of course, left to right, up is your left thumbstick, your camera is your right thumbstick. Now when it comes to your power, right beside your shield icon there, it says there, hold L, that's going to redistribute your shields there. See how it's blinking? That is going to redistribute your shields. Next to that is your power icons. You have your 4 settings for your weapons, shields, engines, and aux. For me, that's gonna, I have mine on weapon because I have more beams than I do. I know this is a Nova, but I built it in a way that it's going to have just more use out of the power setting, so there's that. Now R1 for me, and this could be different for everyone, these are my torpedoes. Now it'll only obviously fire when I have something in target, and then R2 is my beams. Having said that, I will bring up this menu here, the options, because you can actually have your weapons maintain auto attack, which is only for the R2. So for me, it's the beams. Okay, so there's that. And then you still have to, I find that I still actually have to press it so that they fire. They don't automatically fire, even if you're fired upon. I just fire it just in case, and then all I have to concentrate on is flying and then hitting R1 for my torpedoes. And again, left to right there, you see that L1, okay, is one of my universal consoles, which is actually the console I got from the Borg Resurgence event there. Press and hold, of course, is bring up the devices that I have and universal consoles that I have. Also, because I'm in a psi ship, it has my sensor analysis here, and also full impulse if I need it. So again, if I tap it, I can again set some of these to auto execute, and usually these are actually sometimes just the devices. I don't know why you can't set all of them. I have all these put in, but it is what it is. I have here a Car's Revenge. Again, you just have to read to see what you can do or cannot do in terms of auto execute. Okay, that's your L1. Then L2, this is where you find your captain's power. This gets a lot here, so the more you can put auto execute, the better. For me, I have tactical fleet because I can't auto execute that, but I also can't auto execute tactical initiative, vulnerability assessment sweep, and intelligence fleet. This is I have to manually hit that. Everything else here I can have on auto execute. Again, you can customize this which way you want. I also now have my rep powers because I've been leveling up my reputation. Some of that is here too as well. And then of course relocate mines if you need that. Of course you can set that to auto execute. So there's that. Again, so from now square, triangle, and circle, that'll be your psi-eng tac. So right now I have tractor beam repulsors, press and hold. Everything here essentially I'm able to have on auto execute, and I've just chosen to manually hit tractor beam repulsors because, well, I can't even auto toggle that bad boy. This is going to differ from ship to ship. Some you're going to have a lot of psi power, some you're not. So this is going to vary between the ships that you're in. So just keep that in mind, Caps. Okay, for engineering, I have my eng team here, but I don't have a lot of engineering here, as you can see. Again, it'll be different, but I'm at least able to auto execute what I have here, and then I just have engineering team slotted for my manual toggle. Last is our tactical. Again, I have my beam overload. I can have this under auto execute, but I chose to just have this under manual fire, but I have my torpedo high yield under auto execute. Tac team, these I don't rarely really use, and again, this is going to vary between ship to ship. This wheel can get bigger, and it'll depend how many actual bridge officer slots you have. So there's that. So the other thing I'd like to sort of show is when you're going to battle, I've said this before, you have to kind of pre-plan to do your buffs. So let's find a group here so that I can show you, Caps, the one time that there's no crew here. But essentially, when you're about 5 clicks away from your enemy, what I suggest is you start buffing up, so that at least it'll give you time to hit your wheelwork abilities. Because if you don't, oh, right there, look, there's a group. So, oh, and also hovering your target reticule over a target and then clicking on the right thumbstick will actually have you manually automatically lock onto that target. You can click it again to lock off, but so let's say I want to go pew that NPC right there. Before I get to him, so about 3 clicks away, I'm going to start buffing up. Hit. Then there you go. Hit my phasers, my quantum. I want my console, I can hit that. As opposed to getting into red alert and then hitting all this, because then you'll lose the ability to actually move your ship. You're just going to be stuck going forward, just like that. So that's just a little bit of tip. Before you enter the battle, hit your buffs about 5 to 3 clicks before you reach the enemy. And look at that. It's actually working towards my phaser damage. So just quick tip there, and of course, When you look at your HUD here, you still have the top right minimap with your priority actions there in the yellow. Then you just have to press and hold. Then you'll have your priority actions wherever that may be. And again, captains, we went already over our quick menu there in the last video. So there's that. Just thought I would throw that out there on what I've learned on how to navigate through my HUD on ground and in space. So we're just going to give a quick overview of how my tune's doing. How Captain Triz is doing here right now, and of course I'm getting fired upon. So let's do this. Let's get away. Get away from them. Because there's no way I'm taking that on here. Okay. All the times to start firing. Okay. Here's the funny thing happens. I picked this spot because it was so quiet. It was so quiet. The whole time it was quiet. Okay, here we go. Just please get away from me. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Alright. So quick update. Here's our assets so far. We have 8mm EC, all from just playing the game, opening up Pendever boxes. My ore here, as you can see, 413k ore and refined 316. I have used some for Phoenix prize packs, some upgrading. I should probably just refine some now. There you go. I have no idea how I got gold press platinum, but there you go. I have 23k salvage, and here are my marks. And then I'm just getting all my marks that I need for my reps just doing the event. So if you want to do quick and dirty login, get out, especially if you're new, do the event, get your marks this way. And my first recommendation is to fill out your discovery and your competitive rep, because it'll be easy that way. So this is my build so far, still using the acting phasers, and of course the quantum torp 4 and the prolonged engagement photon AF. Devices, again, I've just been using those devices I get from doffing missions. Have my Tilly's review pending modified shield now. Woohoo! Tachyon deflector, I still need to get the colony fleet, so I'll be doing that. I'll probably craft a secondary deflector, especially when I have side ships. I have my competitive engines, helps a lot. And of course now my mycelial harmonic matter antimatter core. This, most likely when it comes to my engineering psi and tac consoles, are gonna be engineering psi tactical consoles. They're all gonna just be like universal. So right now, as you can see here, I got the Cars of Vengeance there. I got the new one, Dispersing Nanoprobe Simulator, which is kind of funny. I got the Destructive Protomatter Wave Projector, which came from the Mirror Gagarin. The Great Material Continuum, which came from the Eisenberg. And whatever I have filling here are from boxes that I have picked up from the rep. So I foresee me getting more universal consoles, but I will work on getting Spire consoles as well for my tactical. So that's how we're doing that way. I got the shotgun now from the Phoenix prize pack, so that's awesome. I'm going to work towards getting the Discovery ground set to help this off. But for modules, same thing. I'll be working on that to get. But what I have set up here is enough to get me through anything that I'm doing right now. So there is that. I'll show you captains my Pendevers. We are working, we're 40. Look at that. We are 40 Pendever rank. And I'm just trying to do as much as I can when I log in daily on top of my events. I just come in, see if I can do them. Sometimes when it comes to the TFOs, like 3 or even 2, it's hard to get them actually filled out, and that could be just because of the time that I'm playing. So I play usually during the day to get that out of the way, so that, because at night that's when I go onto the PC bridge. So there is that. And again, captains, like I'd mentioned before we close this off, we're gonna go to Zen Store, and for today's free claim, again, all you gotta do is go down here to the promotions tab, And look at that. A free Tier 5 ship coupon. Yes! Let's go! I'm excited because, again, this is a free-to-play account. I'm going to be getting a lot of ships on this account, surprisingly enough. So it just shows. And again, we are going to be starting our anniversary event here on console. And what's going to happen there is we're going to get the Jirok carrier. So all of this stuff is free just for playing the game. I have not spent a dime. So we're going to claim that. Make sure that we claim that. Captains, today, as of today, please, March 12th, get your free Tier 5 ship. Now, I will link in the video and put in the description also my recommendations for Tier 5 and Tier 6 ships. So there you go, Captains. That is how we are doing here on the console bridge, specifically the PS4 bridge. I'm still having a lot of fun. Like I said, we are going to be switching over to the Gagarin. So the next time we do an update, we will be on the Mir Gagarin, but we're going to use the Gagarin skin because what? It is now canon. So Captains, we're going to leave it there. Like, comment, subscribe to our channel, and we will always strive to do these console updates just to let you know how we're doing here on the bridge.